And good afternoon, everybody, and get ready for Sunshine State Conference men's basketball as the number 3 team in Division II in the nation invades the Tampa Spartans home gym. Hi, everybody. Jack Ike along with Scott Lynn. The Tampa Spartans host the Nova Southeastern Sharks. Sunshine State Conference basketball, the Spartans on a winning streak. Nova Southeastern, the Sharks on a winning streak. So one of the streaks will end this afternoon. The Spartans come in now on a 4-game winning streak and have worked their way up to 7-10 in the Sunshine State Conference, holding on to the 8th spot and a little bit of a cushion that they did not have about 2 weeks ago. Nova Southeastern ranked 3rd in the nation, 22-2, 16-2 in the conference, winners of their last 5 games coming into this one. A team that averages 99.4 points a game. At one point on the season, averaged about 103 points a game. They like to get up and down the floor. They shoot very well. They have 6 players averaging in double digits. They don't like to... Shot clock is not meant for them because it doesn't mean anything as far as they're concerned, as they just want to get the ball and get up and go. Matter of fact, they shoot 41% from the three-point line. Some teams would be happy with that from anywhere on the court. Almost 50% from the field, 49%, and 70% from the free throw line.
Yeah, Jack, the first 20 games of the season, this team never averaged less than triple figures. I mean, triple digits. It's amazing. They've had 11 100-point games. They scored 133 against Florida National and 2 other games over 125.
And now our national anthem. So we get ready for the start of this afternoon's game. The Spartans played Nova Southeastern back in January, a little more than a month ago. Held them under 100. Spartans did lose that game 90-79. We'll get you the starting lineups for today's game, starting with the Nova Southeastern Sharks. They will start number 2, Nick Smith, a 6'1 guard sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Number 3 is David Dennis, a 6'1 senior from Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Number 5, Mark Matthews. He's their center, listing him as a guard forward at 6'6", a junior from Bonita Springs, Florida. Went to Florida Gulf Coast before coming here. And number 12 is Dwayne Gibson, a 6'5 senior from Carmel, Indiana. And number 15, Mikkel Kolstad, and he is a 6'4 junior from one of the most beautiful cities in the world, Bergen, Norway. Been there? It's beautiful. They are coached by Jim Crutchfield. Assistant coaches are Jordan Fee and Devin Hain. Starting for the University of Tampa Spartans, they will have number 5 coming off a career-high 30-point game at St. Leo, Freddie Ibrahim, a 6'3 senior from Mississauga, Ontario. Number 15, Devon Cawley, a 6'1 junior from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Central Wyoming College. Number 21, hot shooter number 21 is Anthony Gamble, a 6'5 senior from Riverview, Florida, Newsom High School. Number 23 is Cedric Bellamine, a 220-pound 6'7 junior from Brazzaville, Congo, by way of Miami-Dade College. And number 34 is Marco Downer, who is improving every game, a 6'9 freshman from Portmore, Jamaica. Spartans are coached by Richard Schmidt. The associate head coach is Justin Pekka. So the Spartans will have to figure out how they want to handle Nova Southeastern. Do you run with them and play their game? You almost kind of get caught into their game no matter what you do, it seems like.
You mentioned, Jack, that the Spartans held them under 100 in the first meeting, 90-79. You hold them to 90, you feel pretty good? Okay. They had 6 players in double figures that game. Gamble led the Tampa with 25. Moreno had a season-high 19 points in that game. Bellarmine had a double-double, and Marco had 5 blocks. So you had some good stuff from the Tampa players in that game, and you still lost by 11. But this is going to be interesting. Freddie Ibrahim, you mentioned his career-high 30 points. That came after a career-high 23 points the previous game. So Freddie Ibrahim, number 5, playing very well in this his last stint at the University of Tampa. He is a senior.
Downer gets the tip, and Devon Colley has the ball for Tampa. Tampa in the white, Nova Southeastern in the gray. Anthony Gamble, long 3, off the rim. Downer fights for it, saved by Nova Southeastern. They come the other way. Looking at the 3, they come back out, go deep into the corner. That's Kolstad, the drive taken away. And finally, Devon Colley wrestles it down. Colley to the front court. Nice little drive, little English, and a little basket. And the Spartans are up 2-0. Spartans from the outside, a driving lane. Downer with the rejection. They wanted goaltending. Wouldn't have objected had they called it, but they don't. And it goes out of bounds, and they're saying it's the Spartans' ball. Downer is a blocking machine. Certainly makes players think about driving the lane. Colley gets it inbound to Gamble. Gamble with 10 3-pointers just not too long ago to set or to equal the school and his career high. Devon Colley drains a 3 though.
Devon has really started to shoot the 3 well.
Kolstad blocked by Downer this time. They're saying it's a basket. I thought he blocked it off the backboard and not pinned it, or that it came off the backboard.
Yeah, might have been a split second late to get there, but he has been terrific. He's a guy that, in fact, in his last 6 games has had 26 blocks. That's 4.3 blocks per game.
Colley gets it up to Ibrahim. Spartans are much healthier than they were a couple weeks ago. They have the luxury of Alberto Moreno on the bench to come off. Gamble looks to drive, backs it out. Colley guarded by Smith, off the pick by Downer. Lofts it into Downer. Downer pump fake, goes up and gets fouled. He will go to the line.
The good news is Marco drew the foul.
What's the bad news?
38% from the line.
And he proved it right there.
He will get better at this. Some of his free throws this year have looked to be in perfect form. And so you just try to think about that and you say, okay, well, we got to get that on a consistent basis.
That one had no rotation. It knuckled up there. It looked like, well, I don't want to date myself, but like Wilhelm or Phil Necro.
Or a knuckleball of sorts, yeah.
Gamble, deep water, doesn't go. Little pump fake. Smith inside. Back outside, driving in the lane. David Dennis lays it in, and it's 5-4. Full court pressure.
Dennis, the guy that just scored that basket, first team All-SSC a year ago. He was the newcomer of the year in the conference.
Bellarmine throws it away. Smith has a chance to put his team up after falling behind 5-0. Inside, and a reverse layup by Dennis is good, and it's a 6-5 game. Spartans scored the first 5, Nova Southeastern the next 6. Ball goes out of bounds, and they're saying that it's off Colley, and the turnover will give the ball to Nova Southeastern. Pretty good crowd here today.
Yeah, it really is.
Smith to inbound. Driving the lane, blocked by Downer. If he's in the area, watch out. There's a charge. No, they called the travel first.
Yeah, he took a little bunny step trying to get around that, but luckily it was a charge. It would have been a charge. Luckily it was a travel, and a good whistle there.
Need to be in a little more control.
Nova Southeastern, 133 against Florida National, 132 against St. Thomas, 128 against Florida Tech, just, February 16th, so not long ago. This is a team that can really, really, really score. And they do it a lot of times, like David Dennis, he does so much. The leader in assists, almost 6 assists a game, but 2.7 steals a game. He's had 7 steals in a game 4 times in his career.
That's Matthews, who's their player in the middle. He averages just a shade under 20 a game. In and out, Downer rebounds. 6 players average double digits. And there's a steal. And a drive and a bucket. That is the 5th turnover. Well, and maybe just the 4th. I'm not sure if they put it on there yet.
Well, you can see how they can score so quickly in transition.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't research it well enough to find out if they do get a lot of points off their press.
It would look like it. It does look like it.
4 minutes of basketball says yes.
Yeah.
Matthews up. Downer. Another goaltending.
I'd like to be able to do that just to say I could.
I tried it on. I can do it on a Nerf rim, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, this team shoots a lot of threes. We haven't seen that yet here. They've only had 1 3-point try, but this team shoots 41% from deep as a team.
Yeah.
276 of 667. That's more than 100 3-point tries more than their opponents, and almost 100 makes more than their opponents.
I know a stat some teams are proud of, and you might want to check it here, but teams will say we want to make more free throws than the other team shoots. They might make more threes than the other teams have shot.
Yeah.
Another ball out of bounds, and the Spartans need to settle this one down. I know we're only 4.5 into it before this one gets out of hand. 10-5, 15:37 to go, right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Okay, I'm trying to think if we were a quarter of the way through the game at this point.
Yeah.
They've only have 10 points, so...
Well, we're only an eighth of a way through the game.
That's right. Yeah.
Not even an eighth of a way.
That's why you do the math. But that would put them at an 80-point pace, and they got off to a slow start.
Yeah, they did.
All right. Hey, we have a few sponsors here that are just tremendous in supporting UT Athletics. Krispy Kreme is one of those. For generations, Krispy Kreme's been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Stop by for an original glazed donut or other variety paired with a hot coffee. Visit the nearest Krispy Kreme on West Kennedy, not far from campus. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts now. Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort. Located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT, Sailport is a refreshing alternative to typical box hotels with its spacious rooms and waterfront relaxation. Sailport Waterfront Suites, an official partner of UT Athletics.
Again, Scott, you did this earlier. The good news is the Spartans are shooting 50%.
Yeah.
They're 2 of 4. They have 6 turnovers.
Yeah, that's
on the other side. Nova Southeastern is 5 of 9.
Yeah, and only 1 turnover. Yeah, they take care of the ball a little. Well, here comes Alberto Moreno into the game, off the bench, as you said, trying to provide a little bit of a spark coming in.
David missing that one, or Smith, I should say, misses that one.
And off the hands of Anthony Gamble out of bounds. Coming in for Cedric Bellarmine. Bellarmine,
a little shaky early.
3 turnovers, 2 rebounds, and nothing else. No attempts from the line or the field or anything. Marker Downer is told to tuck in his tuxedo.
I would think the 3 turnovers are what put Bellarmine on the bench.
Most likely, yeah.
Especially 2 of them were unforced. Long three on the way, off the side of the rim. Gamble rips it down.
Well, to your point earlier, Tampa's playing much better now that they have most of their team healthy. Obviously, Pat Bacon out for the year, the leading scorer a year ago. If you're watching from Nova Southeastern, he was injured in the third game of the season, had surgery, and is redshirting, hoping to come back for a redshirt senior year. But there's so many other guys have been hurt throughout the season, but pretty much they're kind of healthy now.
Biffle, they say, end of February, so that's a week.
Yep, and that's a big loss. Vincent Biffle averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds a game. You know, one of the top players, just a junior. He'll be back for sure, but yeah, his loss has been big. But they've kind of stepped up, and Marco Downers, the freshman, has really begun to play as a real defensive stalwart.
Nice pass, Gamble to Ibrahim, the bucket. And after a quick start, the Spartans went scoreless for a while, 3.5 minutes, but get the bucket to cut it to 3.
And Devon Colley missed the first 3 games, I think it was, of the season because of a transfer issue.
Matthews, I think, with the push.
I think you're right.
On the rebound.
Good call, Jack. He also, Colley, missed 5 consecutive games with an injury later. So here was the guy that was going to be your starting point guard from the get-go. That's what we were told. He was transferring in from Central Wyoming College, and we didn't see him for a while.
Yeah.
And then he got here, and he just started to get involved with the team a little bit, and then he was out for 5 games. He's really playing well now.
Nice dish from Moreno to Downer. Smart move by Downer there. He caught it in stride, didn't try to put it down, just took his step and went up 10-9. One thing you'll see with Nova Southeastern early, they are not trying to set up any sort of a post presence most of the time down the floor. There's a foul on Colley. The ball missed the shot by Dennis.
You mentioned 22-2 on the season. The only losses for Nova Southeastern this season, January 9th against Eckerd, an overtime loss, 78-75, and then on February 2nd at Florida Southern, 87-82. So they're only, 8 points away from being perfect. And they're number 3 in the nation. They could easily be number 1 had they managed to eke out those victories.
David Dennis hits the free throw. It's 11-9. Also into the lineup is Huffine and Polisis.
You know, I've noticed Tampa playing really intense defense, trying to, really get after the ball, double teaming and when it's available.
Foul on Matthews.
And I think that's a good plan because, Eckerd plays that way. Eckerd plays really tough defense. Tom Ryan, in his final season as the head coach of the Tritons, he has done a good job defending this team. They scored a season-low 72 in a 2-point win at Eckerd, 72-70.
Moreno rattles it home, and we're tied at 12.
And again, they lost 78-75. So 72 and 75 in the 2 games against Eckerd. So I'm thinking good, tough defense. And don't leave him open to shoot threes, as I'm saying that.
Polisis hitting that one.
Yeah, he was the leading scorer when these teams played earlier.
Just their first 3, and Downer off the tip from Moreno, and it's 15-14. Landgren into the lineup, tallest player on the court, and a foul on Downer.
Yeah, Landgren, 6'8". You talk about height. He's got some of that. He's from Sweden initially, originally. But this is his 3rd year. He's a redshirt senior. He played 1 year at Monroe College, but his first 2 years at Nova Southeastern is at very limited playing time due to injuries for the most part. But he's got a nice big body, doesn't he?
Yes. Huffine hitting that one. Huffine is a 6'4" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Polisis, number 21 in the game, hit the 3 a few seconds ago. He's from Mason, Ohio. And Huffine hitting both free throws with 2 points now and a 17-14 lead with 13 minutes to go in the half.
Full court pressure after the made free throw, but Tampa was ready for it.
Driving, nice drive by Gamble. Landgren tried to turn his shoulder to avoid a charge or to avoid contact. Huffine drives the lane. Downer just says not here.
By my count, that's 3. Yeah, big fella.
Let's see if everyone else agrees. Had to alter his shot, couldn't get it to fall.
And he turned his ankle when he came down. Nice running it off. It looks like he'll be all right.
Nice drive. David Dennis with the drive. He has 8.
And the ball's tipped.
Steal. Good defense. Colley tries to steal and gets the steal on the second attempt. They need to slow this one down. They didn't have numbers.
What a pass.
Downer, he has it rejected. Back up. Won't fall. Colley gets his rebound and puts it in.
Colley stayed with that tremendously. Got a ball back. Got beautiful feed. Ends up getting the rebound basket.
19-18, Nova Southeastern up with the timeout called. Under 12 timeout. 11:57 to go in the first half. Right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Hey, you UT students, University Dining Services by Sodexo allows you to choose from 27 dining stations serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. The official concessionaire of UT Athletics is Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for their variety and hours. Florida Orthopedic Urgent Care. Give it up to the Spartan team of physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute, Florida's largest orthopedic group, and to Dr. Seth Gasser and his sports medicine team for keeping our players active and safe on and off the field with their Ortho Urgent Care, just located minutes away in South Tampa. And at Jimmy John's, they are freaks about fresh bread, meats, and veggies, because that means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast. Jimmy John's, freak, yeah.
Spartans winners of 4 consecutive games after falling to 3-10 and below the 8 teams that would qualify for the tournament. They now have they're in 8th, but they have a 2-game lead, so you need to win at least one of your final 3.
Yeah, you do, and these are tough games that are coming up.
Eckerd next.
Counting this one against the number 3 team in the nation, you've got this one, Eckerd next on Wednesday night, and then you finish up at Lynn, another nationally ranked team.
Spartans trying to get 6 on the court at the same time. Referees said we didn't just start coaching yesterday. You can play a good zone with 6.
You could. But yeah, so that's 3 tough games they're finishing the season with here.
Dennis on the drive, stolen by Moreno, up ahead to Ibrahim. And he takes it off the head of Huffine, and Huffine, I guess, will get an asterisk for the assist.
That's a Sports Center top 10 right there.
Tampa in the lead. Went down after giving up 10 straight points, 10-5, but have battled back. Huffine posts up, little jump hook, hits it. And a steal from deep is Polices. He hits the 3. And a big turnaround there of 5 straight points.
Boy, 5 points in about 5 seconds. That hurt.
Tampa now at 8 turnovers, so they had 6 in the first 3.5 minutes. But it just shows Nova Southeastern can hit hard and hit quickly. And another one. Dennis, the other end. Oh, almost taken away by Moreno. It does go out of bounds.
Yeah, he looked to his left to see where the pressure was coming from, and at that point, Moreno was on his right, picking his pocket.
They said, though, Moreno hit it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Quick 3, and good. Rolls it through, and Polices has come off the bench with 9.
And that's the largest lead of the game for either team. They had each led by 5 prior to that.
Once a 20-19 Tampa lead, and now they're just getting carried away. Moreno's got to just get back and not worry about the fact he didn't get the call. Long jumper on the way by Gibson, missed. Spartans fight for it. It's tipped around. Polices thought about a 3. Underneath and a layup.
I thought that was a 3 a moment ago. Was it not, or was it just a 2 before this basket, the previous one? Do you recall?
I do not.
Okay, because they have it just as a 2 on the scoreboard, and they had yet to put it up, and now they
okay,
just a 2. They counted it as a 2, so I just wanted to make sure. Spartan bad enough as it is. Sorry.
It's a 9-0 run now for Nova Southeastern. Yeah. Spartans have reached, unfortunately, double digits in turnovers in less than 10 minutes.
Well, we saw in the women's game, Nova Southeastern was trailing by 20 points, and they went in the fourth quarter to full court pressure, and they came back and got really close.
Cut it to 5 at one point. Oh, Freddie Ibrahim continues his hot shooting, hits the 3. Ibrahim now with 7, and it's 28-23.
Freddie's off to another good start here.
Poesis, he has just been automatic since coming in, and he now has 11.
He and Moreno, a couple of lefties guarding each other there.
Colley, foul called on Landgren.
And he's mad he didn't make the basket because he would have had an ad one. That's one of the points I wanted to make about Colley, is that he has come back and he really is running the show at the point, doing what they expected of him when he came in here at the start of the season. And now that he's healthy and he's had some games with this team, his emergence as a true point guard running the show has really allowed other players to go into roles where they can be more successful. Freddie Ibrahim is a perfect example of that. Last 2 games, playing the 2 basically. 2 or the 3 on the wing. He's become a guy who can knock down the three-point shot with, 23 and 30 the last 2 games. It
is a 3-guard offense out there right now.
Yeah.
Both free throws, good, 31-25. Tough drive. Good job by Moreno to play defense there as Poesis. 11 points already.
I'm sorry, Jack. Ibrahim was... Now, with the one he just made a minute ago, he's 11 of 17 over the last 2.5 games. I mean, he was not thought of as a three-point shooter at all.
Right.
And suddenly he's really become that.
Poesis missing, a foul called on the rebound. Gibson with the rebound inside and got fouled on the shot. Gibson, 11.8 a game. Matthews, the leading scorer for the season, who has 2 points right now, averages 19.8. Zanajic, who has not even played, I guess I didn't check to see if he was injured or not, at 18.7.
Yeah, we've not seen him, have we?
No.
He's a top 3-point shooter, Zanajic.
I guess
57%.
They didn't say anything about him not playing.
Well, you're a Tampa broadcaster. They're not going to.
That's true.
They're not going to tell you, Jack.
There are 3 guys left on the bench or 4 guys left on the bench who have not played. And maybe he's only played 11 games, so maybe he's not even, maybe got hurt.
I can check. I'll check that, Jack.
Into the front court. The lead is 7, 9:13 to go in the first half. 32-25. To the corner. Moreno lets fly a 3 off the back of the rim. It's a 2-on-1. Ibrahim tries to get back to help. The shot rejected by Bellarmine. Spartans with a couple high-flying players. Inside to Downer, off the rim and in. Marco Downer with 6. 32-27. Foul from behind. Boy, Ibrahim got a lot of ball, but you do it from behind, and they're going to call that one, unfortunately. His first foul of the game, and it will put Smith at the free throw line. Nick Smith, 8.3 a game, the first player on the team not in double digits. 6 players above him in double digits. Misses the free throw, though. Hits that one. 6-point lead, 33-27, 8:39 to go. Full court pressure. Moreno breaks the press, drives the lane, and I think there's going to be a foul called on Landgren. Yeah, it is. That's the right call.
Kind of smiled a little bit.
Yeah.
And there are some fans I saw in the stands from Nova Southeastern, and they didn't like the call, Jack.
It was not he didn't hit him square on. It was a side glance. And I think Landgren tried to slide in. So he picked up his second. Ibrahim hits the free throw. 3-point play, 33-30. Now the referee's stopping play to have a little discussion. Not sure what
Oh, I know what that was.
See?
What did you want Scott to order for us at halftime? I think that's what it was.
They wanted some of your meal, I know.
I know. I brought my meal over
seconds
here.
before the game started. Back into the lineup, I should say, is Matthews. Gibson, top of the key. To Smith. There's Matthews. Gibson travels. He fell backwards. That was the old pull the chair out of the player. He backed in and you just leave the area. They stumble backwards. Inbound to Colley in the front court. Bellarmine into Downer. Nice job on a jump hook. And it's 33-32. Marco Downer with 8 early in this game. The lead second on the Spartans. Colley with 9. Dennis, handoff from Matthews. Back to Dennis. Drives. Rejected by Downer.
Woo. I think that's 4.
Gamble. He's open. It's on the way. Oh, just won't fall. But Ibrahim controls it, and it goes out of bounds.
Boy, great hustle by Freddie. Great hustle.
And so we've reached the under 8 timeout. 33-32, Nova Southeastern in the lead. The Spartans hanging with them. Ibrahim coming off, limping a little bit. 7:32 to go. And he's not even going to the huddle. He's going right to the sideline.
Just walking it off, trying to walk it off.
And he
probably banged his knee a little, maybe, when he would go on the ground. Well, we should mention another of our fine sponsors,
sure.
Firehouse. For fresh-made, hot or cold subs, visit Firehouse Subs. At Firehouse, their subs are made the firefighter way, served steaming hot and loaded with the finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. Located at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard, Firehouse, founded by firemen. And your trusted Tampa Subaru dealer is Mastro Subaru. Located at 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue, customers can view the huge Subaru inventory as well as receive full-service maintenance on the vehicles. As a Spartan sponsor, you should watch for Mastro's UT staff and student service specials. At Mastro Subaru, our reputation rides with you. By the way, Jack, you asked about Connor Zaniach. He did play on the 16th against Florida Tech. 12 minutes, however, and that was the first time he'd played in 5 weeks.
Wow.
So maybe there is an injury that has been limiting his play. That's what I'm guessing. He had played every game up till that point, I believe, and then suddenly he's only played now 1 game in the last month and a half or so.
Dennis looking to drive, kicks it out. 10 on the shot clock. Dennis is going to launch. Rattles it home. He has 11. 35. Well, they're showing 36-32. That was a 3. You're right. 36-32.
And Zaniach, if he is out, that's a loss for this team. Averaging almost 19 a game.
Knocks it down.
He's some kind of three-point shooter.
And there's going to be a foul, though, on Anthony.
He'd missed his first 3 from deep here today, but...
He's a marked man, though.
Yeah. They're all over him. They know that he's got NBA kind of range.
He's coming out. Ibrahim coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, Zaniach, I mentioned 57% three-point shooter this season. 57%.
Wow.
12 of 21, so he's not the leading three-point shooter as far as volume, but still.
You know, if they locked the door and you were the only one in the gym, it'd be hard to shoot 57% from 3.
I know. Kolstad, who just took a 3 there, is their leading three-point shooter in terms of makes and attempts. 69 of 124, and he's 56%.
Holly with the bucket on the and one.
Nice.
Now he has to get up. Marco Downer says, let me help you up so you can shoot your free throws.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the Spartans have come to play against the 3rd-ranked Nova Southeastern Sharks.
Well, we talked to Justin Pecca at halftime of the women's game and just said, what's the difference over the last 4 games that you've won? And he said, well, we got some players back from injury. I mean, there's still a couple, and Bacon won't be back, Biffle in another week or so. But, he said being able to go 3 guards has been helpful.
Yeah.
And just confidence, and we're shooting well. And Jamal Hornsby is going to come in. Devin Colley just needs a little breather.
Yeah. And Jamil Hornsby, nephew of an NBA great.
Ray Allen,
Hall of Famer.
Ray towers over Jamal, though.
Yeah.
Back outside, inside to Matthews. Nice little pass and a foul called. And Huffine couldn't get it to go, but he did get fouled. So Huffine will come to the line. He has 4. Knocks the free throw down. The hits just under 70%, so not a great free throw shooting team, but not bad. 38-38 now. Full court press into Moreno. Quick bounce pass to Ibrahim, up court to Bellarmine.
You can tell that they have really prepared for that full court pressure. That pass is instantaneous.
Yeah.
Inbounds, boom, they get right back to the guy cutting.
Moreno on the cut, lays it in. 40-38 Tampa.
Nice entry pass by Freddie Ibrahim. He led him perfectly.
Matthews ties it. We're on pace for 100. We're actually on pace for a little more than 100.
Well, that's kind of expected. But both teams might do it.
Hornsby's going to drive the lane, tries to dish, no one to get to, and it goes out of bounds. Tampa will retain. Hornsby to inbound, but before that can happen, Devon Colley says, I'm ready to come back. He comes in for Hornsby.
I talked earlier about all the three-point attempts and makes that this Nova Southeastern team has. They got 4 players averaging that have made between 35 and 69 threes.
Moreno off the bench drives the lane. He has 10 in 8 minutes of play. Gibson, he's bumped a little bit. And I think maybe they're calling it on Ibrahim.
Yeah, on the pass off.
His second. One and one for Gibson. He's 1 of 2 so far today. And in 1 of 3, misses the chance for the bonus. And the Spartans get the ball. Tampa by 2. Moreno drives, ill-advised, with kick back out to Bellarmine, who drives, scoops, misses, fights for the rebound, foul called, and I think maybe Bellarmine over the back or just ripping it away.
Yeah, he went over. It was a very aggressive play, and he did end up with the basketball, but he probably went over the back or to the side over his shoulder to get it. He could have gone either way, but it's going to be 1 and 1 now.
Brent Duncan coming in for Bellarmine. So Bellarmine, who went to the bench with 3 turnovers in the first 5 minutes, comes back, picks up a foul. So they immediately go to Brent Duncan, who's given the Spartans some pretty good minutes off the bench this year. A couple starts. Second free throw missed. 42-41 Tampa. Colley. Backcourt pressure to Ibrahim. Gets it over the line. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. Top of the key, Colley launches. No good. Rebound to Matthews. Quickly up court. Huffine has it knocked out of his hands. Back to Matthews. He stutter steps, and the ref saw it too.
And you know why? Marco Downer was coming.
Looming.
He was looming.
Yeah.
Marco, what a game he's having here with 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 block shots here in the first half, officially.
Well, it's not official. Oh, there's a steal. Huffine with the steal. Dennis back out. Polisis, who's hit a bunch, hits another.
Well, if you're going to beat the number 3 team in the country, you have to be able to inbound the basketball in the backcourt without it being stolen.
You know, I didn't say anything, but I thought it, and I think that was the problem, that the Spartans had stayed at 10 turnovers for a while.
Yeah, and the other thing that happened there is Freddie Ibrahim fell down, and he was one of the guys who probably was supposed to get the ball, so they kind of were running out of time. So that's just an unfortunate slip.
Yeah, but 2-point lead now for Nova. Colley to Duncan. Duncan underneath. Nice job. Found position. Strong move to the bucket, and it's tied at 44. Polisis even deeper than he was last time.
Yeah.
And he knocks it down.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He can shoot the rock.
He has 17.
Wow. 5 of 6 from deep. I'll try to check and see. That might, well, not necessarily his season high, but, I mean, he's 52 of 124, 42% coming into the game, and now 5 of 6, so he's up around the 44, 45% mark.
He's 10 points a game. He has 17 so far this half.
And he's only 3rd on the team in shooting. Zaniach 57% and Kolstad 56% from deep. Unbelievable.
Man.
I will let you know that Walter's Press Box on Southdale Mabry is Tampa's original sports emporium and eatery. Serving for more than 20 years, the Press Box is Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game. The Press Box, located at 222 Southdale Mabry. And Embassy Suites downtown, connected via Skybridge to the Tampa Convention Center. Embassy Suites offers a convenient location close to dining and entertainment in downtown Tampa. Located just a few blocks from campus, come stay in luxury at 513 South Florida Avenue in Tampa.
47-44, Nova up. Gee, we're on pace to hit 100 or more for both teams.
Yeah. We thought it might be like that.
Yeah. You know, the Spartans beat St. Leo on Wednesday night, and it was about 30-30 at half. It was pretty close. The Spartans ended up at 95.
Wow.
They had a 60-point half. So they can play that game. But I tell you what, that's got to be intense to have to keep that focus for this type of game.
By the way, Puisis played in 15 games last year as a freshman and totaled for the season 33 points. He can get that today.
Yeah. Moreno on a drive off the glass. He gets his own rebound. Finds Downer. Downer lays it in. Marco Downer. Double digits. 10 points, 5 rebounds at this point.
Puisis season high, 22 points at Palm Beach, Atlantic, back in January.
Huffine with a jumper. Downer tries to get it. Duncan grabs it. Has it tipped away. Gibson lays it in. That'll go down, unfortunately, as a turnover.
Yep. And right now, Richard Schmidt is telling him, you got to be strong with the ball.
Yeah.
He did a great job of getting the basketball, but then tried to, he had secured it with a strong rebound, and then he kind of soft passed it out.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to dispute Richard Schmidt, but coach knows. Lob pass into Colley. Remember the old Army slogan, it's not just a job, it's an adventure?
Yeah, it is.
That's what today is. Downer for 3. They left you wide open for a reason.
Yep. Downer was 2 of 5, though, on the season. Oh, man.
There, Duncan with the board. Now, hold on to it tight. Oh, he had it slapped away and lost another one. Tipped up, no good. Duncan fighting for it. Colley gets it.
It's no place for the weak of heart inside right now.
Ibrahim, free throw line jumper. No good. Fighting for it is Duncan. And he said, see, coach,
Yeah.
I can do it if I put my mind to it.
That was pure, I got to do this, because I've lost 2 at the other end.
Lead is 1. Rejected, it'll stay Nova Southeastern ball.
This is Paris's 3rd game this season where he's made 5 3-pointers. He's 5 of 7 today. He was 5 of 7 at Palm Beach Atlantic. He was 5 of 12 at Rollins earlier this season. So 5 is his career most, though. So if he hits 1 more, it'll be a career best.
Outside to Gibson. He tries to drive the lane. Nowhere to go. Outside to Paris's. Pulls up from the elbow. Missed it. He was too close.
Yeah, and off the dribble that time.
Yeah.
Shooting off the bounce.
Gibson, he launches a 3 and nails it. Kind of shakes his head like it's about time.
Yeah, well, he's only a 40% three-point shooter, so, you know.
This is the weak link on the team?
Yeah, weak link. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
52-48. Colley, nice job of slaloming through everybody and lays it in.
He was bumped twice in the
Lindsey Vaughn would be proud of that.
Exactly. I thought the same thing. If she was still skiing, that would have been right up her alley, or her lane, whatever the case may be. The officials are letting them play. Let's put it that way.
Yes. Dennis missing it. Oh, Polisis just pulled it down with one hand. Well, 30 seconds, so they're going to run it.
And that's because his other hand was holding down the Tampa player who was trying to get the rebound.
Not that it was a foul, but he was...
No, because nothing's been a foul this half. No complaints, I'm just saying.
Well, they have called 14.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
7 on the shot. Deep water, and there's a career high in this half for Polisis. So they go away. That's Nova Southeastern with a 55-50 halftime lead, and they are just up and down the court.
Well, it was a good first half for Tampa.
Yes.
Even though you've made more turnovers than you want, you've met the aggressive play. This team it's better than Tampa, but that doesn't mean that Tampa can't win this game today. 13 turnovers in the first half, that's too many, but again, you can understand why. But I'm sure that the halftime speech from Richard Schmidt and Justin Pekka is going to be tough with the basketball. Cherish every possession. We're going to get a lot of possessions, but you got to cherish those. You can't give them away.
We would give you the updated stats, but we don't have updated in front of us. We're behind by a couple minutes.
So we can come back a little early and do all that in just a minute when they're all caught up. But I will tell you this. I told you right before the start of the game I'd run out and get you a Pepsi. I guess I can do that now.
You can do that now? I'll follow you.
Okay, my friend.
All right, Jack and Scott right here on TampaSpartans.tv. We'll be back just before the second half starts.
want me to do the stats so that you don't have to talk? Okay. I don't. It's fine. All right.
And welcome back. We get ready for the second half of this game. Tampa and Nova Southeastern. Nova Southeastern, the number 3 ranked team in Division II in the nation, leading Tampa 55-50 at halftime. Scott Lynn, you've got the halftime stats.
Well, and the one thing that stands out, and we know that going in, was the three-point shooting of Eddie Puises. He had 6 of 8 three-pointers, and Jack, it's stunning when you think he made 20 points to lead all scorers, and he did it in only 8 minutes of court time. 8 minutes. Now that's productivity right there. All right, some other scoring. David Dennis with 11 points, 3 assists as well. 3 points, a couple of steals for Nick Smith, 4 points, 6 rebounds for Mark Matthews. Dwayne Gibson had 8 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. Good all-around first half for Dwayne Gibson. Mikkel Kolstad, just 2 points, 2 assists in the first half. And again, Puises off the bench with 20 points at 8 minutes, and Pat Huffine with 7 points in 7 minutes off the bench. He got most of that at the free throw line. He was 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. The rebound advantage goes to Nova Southeastern, 18-17. The Sharks shoot 49% in the first half. 8 of 15, though, from deep, 53%. Tampa shoots 63% in the first half. 21 of 33 from the floor, 4 of 10 from deep. But again, they had the turnovers. 13 turnovers compared to just 7 for Nova Southeastern. Good first half by Devon Colley, 14 points, 4 assists, 3 boards, a couple of steals. 10 points off the bench in 14 minutes for Alberto Moreno, and 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 blocks in 17 minutes for Marco Downer, the freshman coming up big yet again today. Brent Duncan has 4 points on 2 of 2 shooting from the floor, 5 points for Anthony Gamble in the first half, just 1 of 4 from deep, and Freddie Ibrahim made his only 3. He scored 7 quick points, and that is the total he has at halftime. So again, the Nova Southeastern Sharks led by as many as 8 in the first half. Tampa led by as many as 5. It's been an interesting first half, a lot of offense, an occasional defensive stand, but occasional.
When was that?
There was one. I saw one occasional. Very occasional thing. But it's what you expect with this Nova Southeastern team averaging 99.4 points per game. And again, they're on pace to have their 12th 100-point game of the season.
They love to get up and down the floor. And again, we also noted that they get points off turnovers, 18 of them in this half. Yeah. They've made 13 turnovers for the Spartans and 18 points. So that's good productivity once they turn them over. Second half underway. Smith to Dennis. Kolstad. Original starters for both teams. Inside, Gibson got away and he missed it. Bellarmine takes it down. Wide open. Again, the press is on. Colley breaks it. Dishes to Downer, tipped out of bounds.
Well, Devon Colley was a little bit out of control there, but it all started with him splitting the double team in the backcourt. He just pushed the ball ahead. Actually made a pretty nice feed to Downer, who was not expecting that pass.
Gamble up top. Shot clock did not reset. It's down to 10. Ibrahim with 7. They leave him open. He launches. Won't go, though. Downer gets it and dunks.
Hey, the big fella has come to play today.
12 points. There's a miss. Gamble tracks it down. You know, Downer almost got pushed into getting the rebound. He was a little bit away. I don't know if he slid into the rebound or it looked like he got pushed. And it just ended up being fortuitous that he ends up where the ball did.
You know what? From the start of the season to now, the improvement is just astounding. He was somewhat timid at the start of the season, and now he's very aggressive.
Oh, Bellarmine has a block. He wondered why no foul. 3 on the shot clock. Colley shoots off the glass. They try to push it up ahead to Dennis, who misses. Got pushed a little bit too far under the basket. Ibrahim the other end, missing it. So now we've got a track meet going on, but nobody's getting to the finish line at this moment. Euro step block. Under is Matthews, missed it. Gamble had it, he lost it. Out to the side. Back to Matthews, blocked by Colley. Wow. There's another miss. Heading out of bounds, it's a save.
So it's 3rd and 7. Richard Schmidt's working hard off the bench.
Woo! Wow.
Number 6 for the big fella. 7.
It's fun. See if somebody can make one. Gamble, he's open. Oh.
Would have tied the game and had the crowd on its feet.
And the layup goes in by Matthews. 20-point-a-game scorer. That's just his 6th. Quickly up court to Gamble. Drives the lane. Fouled on the way in. He'll shoot.
Does Marco Downer look like he's having fun now? I mean, really, how would it feel to be that big and to be able to time the jumps and block the shots the way he's doing it? I mean, the last few games, it's just been outstanding.
Being tall does not mean you know how to block.
No. The last, now, 6.5 games, he has 33 block shots. Unbelievable.
And if you were the official scorer, he might have 49.
Oh, yeah, because there have been some games in which he did not get credit.
Couple throws by Gamble. Anthony trying to get the team back, trying to get some points without the 3, because they are not making that easy for him. Dennis drives, blocked by Downer. Foul on Downer. I think it's going to be on Downer. It is.
Second foul on Downer.
57-54. Dennis missing the free throw. Now 9 for 14. Hits that one. 10 for 15. Alberto Moreno in. Cedric Bellarmine out.
This has been a tough game for Cedric Bellarmine. No points, just a couple of rebounds. Really just has not gone his way today. One of the things that Cedric has over his opponents so often is an advantage in athleticism.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that today. This is a very athletic Nova Southeastern team. Not a knock on Cedric. I'm just saying that's why it's tougher for him.
Right. Gamble, 3. Won't go again. Normally, those are automatic. And tipped out of bounds, it'll be Spartans ball. A little bit out of control was Gibson there, which is unusual. And a little admonishing from the referee to Mark Matthews. Moreno, he couldn't make it. Went behind his back, and it was almost he had to do that to get the layup.
Yeah, it wasn't showing off. It was
double dribble. No. He had to avoid the reach of the player, but then he just couldn't finish. Jim Crutchfield pacing the sideline right in front of the inbounds pass.
How about Downer? 12.7 rebounds, 7 block shots.
Could be a triple-double.
He's working on it.
Have we seen that this year? No, I don't
Not
think
here.
so. No.
Not here. I think his season high, career high is 8, but he did have a 10-rebound game, triple-double in high school.
Moreno with a nice drive, and Alberto Moreno, more or less a starter, but he came off the bench in this game and has 12. He and Ibrahim kind of shifting depending on who's healthy. Gibson, free throw line, bounces around, gets his own rebound and puts it in.
Well, and Richard Schmidt immediately is sending Cedric Bellarmine back in because that was a rebound that they just had to have.
Freddie Ibrahim got trapped in the corner. He, unfortunately, when he got over the midcourt line, stopped and came back to the half-court corner. Had no choice but to take the time
right
out.
in front of us. He knew he had to take it. It was either that or give the ball to you, Jack. So he said, I better take a timeout.
I had a shot, but wouldn't have counted.
Yeah, it would have been yet another miss. Adding to our season totals. We do have fun, don't we? All right.
Take it away.
All right, sir. We've got a few more sponsors to talk about, including Mart's, the official chariot of the Spartans. Mart's First Class Coach. If you need to charter a bus, go online to www.martsfirst.com. M-A-R-T-Z First, F-I-R-S-T, all one word, martsfirst.com. The Barnes & Noble Bookstore has all your needs in one spot. Stop by here on campus and grab the latest UT gear, snacks on the run, as well as thousands of accessories for your everyday needs. Open Monday through Saturday, located on the first floor of the Vaughn Center, or shop online at utampa.bncollege.com. BN is in Barnes & Noble. utampa.bncollege.com. If you didn't hear, the women won their game. The UT women outscored Nova Southeastern today 21-5 in the second quarter to take an advantage at halftime of 30-17. Led by as many as 20 points on several occasions in the second half, held on late to win 66-59.
Spartans on the inbound, down 4.
And that has clinched a home court advantage in the first round of the SSC tournament for the UT women. They'll play a yet-to-be-determined opponent.
Moreno has it taken away. Downer goes to the floor to get it. And the Spartans get another timeout called.
And Richard Schmidt didn't like that because you got to have some of your timeouts for late in the game. And now what? I think they're down to 1, right? It might be 2.
They're taking 2, so I think you have a certain amount of 60s and a 30.
Yeah, they're down to 1 timeout left.
Wow.
So it saves the possession, but you only have 6 to shoot, and we still have 15 minutes plus to go. Yikes.
Nova Southeastern with 3.
Yeah. Now, what I think happened there was on the floor, Marco looked up at the official and said, how many commercial reads does Scott still have left? Well, let's get 1 or 2 more in. Okay? So timeout, sir.
He should have known that we have the automatics.
Oh, yeah. See, that would have been an issue. Yeah. Instead, I will let you know that Crown Plaza offers business travelers high levels of comfort, service, and amenities. Visit Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. Crown Plaza, the place to meet. And if you're thirsty, do like Jack and I do. Grab a Pepsi. Pepsi's been bringing fun and refreshment to consumers for more than 100 years.
I would, but I don't have one.
I'm sorry. Could you not go get that after all? We went in line, but the line was long. So you know what? I'll go get you one here in just a second. All right? I'll get you one. We'll do that.
Media timeout. I'll read if you want to go.
Okay. The line's probably not very long right now.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
Spartans stay inbound. Looking. Ibrahim still looking. Lobs it into Downer. Got his own rebound on a way up, and I think he tipped it. Spartans will keep the ball.
Yeah, that was good defense that time, actually. The ball just tipped as he went up.
They do get a new shot clock because 1 shot hit the rim. So 28 on that. Bouncing it off a player. So they'll have 27 now on the shot clock. 15:09 to go in the game. Ibrahim on his tippy toes. Moreno's going to drive, kicks it out to Bellarmine. Back to Moreno, jumper on the way, too strong. And Dennis with the rebound. Parisis back in the game. And there's Huffine who misses that one. Parisis grabs the board.
Boy, what a game he's having.
Don't back him away from him. And that one goes out of bounds. Dennis just lost the dribble on that one.
Well, this has been a very slow start for both teams in the second half. We're 5.5 minutes almost into the second half, and Nova Southeastern's only scored 5 points. Tampa only 6.
Gamble to Moreno. Back out Moreno, 3 on the way. Looks good, and it is.
And credit Freddie Ibrahim.
Nice assist.
Ibrahim picking up his 5th assist of the game, and it was him driving and then dishing out. Drive and kick.
Inside to Matthews, and he lays it in. He's their post presence, though at 6'5", he's not a huge presence.
Somebody's got to come get it here.
Yeah, Bellarmine does.
Almost a 5-second call on the backcourt there. They did not inbound for the longest time.
Gamble fouled on the drive. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. He's already 2 of 2 from the line today. One of the better free throw shooters on the team this year, 82.4%. And he hits that one. He's 3 of 3. 62-60. High scoring affair. Hits them both. It was 55-50 at halftime. Spartans average 75 a game. Nova Southeastern averages 99 a game. Polices knocks down another one. It doesn't take a lot of room, but they need to be aware of him because he doesn't need a lot of room. Moreno drives and scores. Huffine with the drive, and I tell you what, Huffine and Polices off the bench are a real dynamic duo. Gamble knocked away. Call outside on Dennis, and he's not happy, but he's not going to argue it. Got a lot of ball. Devon Colley back into the Penn State lineup. Gamble to the bench, and Richard Schmidt quickly over with a teachable moment on Anthony Gamble. Ten on the shot clock. Moreno is going to drive the lane. Lost the ball and lost it again. Polices drives, loses the ball, and again, we will mention he was too close. Scott, by the way, when you were gone, Polices hit a 3.
Did he really? Unbelievable. By the way, nice defense getting back that time by Freddie Ibrahim to knock the ball away.
Downer with a rebound.
Wow. 9 boards for Marco. He didn't block 3 shots while I was gone.
No, I don't think he blocked any.
Okay. I was going to toast him with the Pepsi.
Bellarmine, head down, drives, and lost it. But the steal, Devon Colley to Downer with a pump fake, puts the ball on the floor. Bellarmine has it ripped out of his hand. And it'll be Spartans' ball.
Richard Schmidt's looking for a foul, and I think actually Marco was thrilled not to be called for travel that time.
Yeah. I don't think he got fouled. I think it was just tough place. Then when he put the dribble down, he made it tougher. 67-63, 11:59 left in the game, right here on the Sunshine State Digital Network and TampaSpartans.tv.
Did you know our team has its own official orthopedic physicians? Let's give a big shout out to Dr. Seth Gasser and the Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team for keeping the Tampa players safe and providing athletic training services and medical care to UT student athletes. And we talk about it. Grab a Pepsi, you betcha. Just did. Pepsi's been bringing fun and refreshment to consumers for more than 100 years. Pizza Hut is a proud supporter of UT athletics. Call Pizza Hut today at 251-3399. Get your pizza delivered right to your doorstep. And Crowne Plaza offers business travelers high levels of comfort, service, and amenities. Visit Crowne Plaza Hotels and Resorts. Crowne Plaza, the place to meet.
Spartans will conclude the home portion of the season this Wednesday. Eckerd comes to town. 7:30 tip-off for the men, 5:30 for women. There are 4 schools within the Tampa area, basically. Tampa, Eckerd, St. Leo, and Florida Southern. Rollins is in the Orlando area. Then you have to kind of go to the east coast of Florida for the rest of the schools.
Yeah, these last 3 games are certainly not gimmies for the University of Tampa. The number 3 team in the country today. Then you play at home against Eckerd, and Tom Ryan's final game as a coach here at it'll be the last game at Tampa, I should say, as he is retiring and becoming full-time athletic director for next year and beyond. And then they go at Lynn, another nationally ranked team.
Colley has it blocked, but tucks it under the basket and in with his left hand. 67-65.
Good determination. Stayed with it there.
Colley now has 14. Make that 16. Inside to Matthews. Brent Duncan in the lineup guarding him. Matthews averaging 20, has 8. Missing that one. Nice board by Moreno. Spartans can tie or take the lead. Bellarmine's going to drive the lane. They part the seas, and he scores.
And his first points of the game. And Cedric is glad to be off the schneid right there.
That was the I got it, you take him defense. Pass inside to Matthews. He got fouled by Duncan. Duncan's first. Matthews to the line, his first trip to the free throw line tonight. And he rolls that one in.
Well, there's something about this team playing Nova Southeastern that really appeals to Alberto Moreno. He's got 17 points in 21 minutes here. His career high is 19 at Nova Southeastern.
Really? So just a bucket away from a career high.
I think he loves this up and down nature of the game.
Yeah.
It is suited to his abilities.
Most players, I think, do. Though it can expose some flaws. Moreno, no. Bellarmine tried to tip it, but Matthews gets it. For Matthews, his 11th rebound. He's a basket away from a double-double.
Well, he almost averages that. 19.8 points, 9.5 rebounds.
Nice drive by Dennis. He has 14. And the lead is up to 4 again. Spartans can't seem to get the lead, but they hang close and tie it up. And they've just not let it get out of hand. We are halfway through the half. And it might be, I was going to say maybe a travel, but they got a foul. In the first 10 minutes of the second half, Nova Southeastern has scored only 16 points.
Wow.
Normally they'd be at it 25, 26, something like that. Bellarmine to the line.
We can't begin to tell you how important this game is for Tampa. I mean, they're in the 8th spot, and they are, 2.5 games ahead of the team behind them, Embry-Riddle. But just to get into the SSC tournament, even though you'll open on the road in all likelihood, you gotta win one of these last 3 games, I think, to secure your spot.
Especially when you've won 4 in a row, giving yourself a chance to go into the tournament hot.
Yeah.
The team that nobody wants to play.
I mean, you might not have to win a game down the stretch here against these 3 really good teams, but if you win one, you're going to be in good shape. I mean, they could still end up 10-10 in the conference and find themselves as high as 4th with Eckerd. Right now Eckerd's 3 games ahead of them in the standings, but depending on what else happens.
Bellarmine hits that. Now, if the season were to end today, these 2 teams would meet at Nova, a 1 and an 8.
Yep.
Puisis, deep water, and wow. It looks so natural.
It does. It does.
He makes it look easy.
He has really got a nice stroke, and he's feeling it. Shooters get in that groove, and man, he is definitely in the groove.
8 of 10.
He'd never made more than 5 in a game. He had done that 3 times, I said earlier. But now 8 for 10. I was looking to see if it had a record section for opponents in the notes, but it does not. It just has the University of Tampa individual game highs or career records. So I don't have an opponent record, but we're getting there. 8 out of 10 is pretty good.
Foul on Dennis.
Nope. They said he cleared out with an elbow.
Tricali is second. Or no, Moreno, I should say, his first. That's a tough one to give up because the lead is 6.
You bet.
Police stutter steps. And that's got to be a charge. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The 2 officials looked at each other to make sure they both were calling the same thing, and they did agree.
For Matthews, just his second, or make it his third. Both teams with 4 fouls this half. Full court pressure. Landgren back into the lineup. Matthews will sit. Ibrahim hands it to Colley. Double team, gets it to Gamble. Cross the timeline. Efficient job of breaking the press there. Colley drives off the glass, rattles it home.
What a nice move.
74-70.
Great finish by Colley.
Landgren for 3, rolls out, Downer boards. That's his double-double. Ibrahim backs it out, launches a 3, rolls it through, and it's 74-2.
Yes,
74-72.
I agreed with you. I thought it was a 3, but apparently his toe was on the line. The official right there held 2 fingers up.
Okay. Regardless, a big basket.
Yeah, and a nice step-back move.
Huffine looked to drive inside the arc, fires it up off the rim, no good. Downer's there, takes the ball.
That's double-double, right?
Yep, that should be 11 boards now.
11, 12, yeah. 12 points,
Colley,
11 boards.
Chance to tie, gives it to Downer. Downer pump fake off the glass. It won't fall. He gets his rebound and it's taken away. He fights for it, but taken down by Polices. Hands off to Dennis, who traveled on his way in. No, it's a charge.
We got us a game, Jack.
They found a way to stop Polices. Get him inside the arc.
Awesome.
Right.
Fun stuff here in Tampa. 2-point lead for Nova Southeastern with 7:53 left. We want to let you know that Pizza Hut is a proud supporter of UT Athletics. Call Pizza Hut today at 251-3399. Get your pizza delivered right to your doorstep here on campus or nearby. Courtyard by Marriott, located at 3805 West Cypress in Tampa, is the official host hotel of the Spartans. When you visit, be sure to ask for the UT rate for huge savings. Courtyard by Marriott, simply refreshing.
They just announced the 50-50 raffle winner, and I didn't hear anybody scream.
Really?
That they were the big winner.
You know, there were several times I walked through, the cheerleaders were selling the raffle tickets, and I did. My wallet was out here at the table. I would have played, but I just didn't have my wallet with me. And then secondly, I'm thinking, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear him.
I didn't hear the number. I just didn't hear.
Maybe, I would have just been donating the money to somebody else because I wouldn't have had a chance to hear the 50-50 winner.
We usually play when we go to Lightning games because that jackpot gets up to about 10,000.
Yeah, that's worth doing. I have an uncle who lives at a retirement center, and they play 50-50 on their game night or some deal. He's gone to this thing for 21 years. My uncle's a little old, okay? He's gone to this thing for 21 years, and it has never won a 50-50. And he was complaining about it just last week. He won that night. After complaining about it, I said, see, you should have complained sooner.
Like 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Gamble for 3 in the lead, and he does it. Oh, my! His second 3 of the game. 12 points for Anthony. And the Spartans take a 75-74 lead. Gibson off the rim, rebound Ibrahim.
You know what? The Spartans are not intimidated in the least.
No. Dishes it to Downer. Downer couldn't hold it. Turnover goes the other way.
You know what? If those guys play together next year, that connects for an easy lay-in.
Yep. Landgren likes the 3. Rattled in and out, and Downer rebounds. Spartans by 1, 6:50 to go in the game. We may not hit 100 now.
Yeah.
Before it was an automatic.
And the Spartans would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Potentially.
This half has been Spartan basketball. First half was Nova. Colley off the rim, no good. Downer backed away by Landgren. And the rebound to Nova. Landgren faked the 3. Hands off to Puisis. He's going to drive the lane, and Downer rejects it. And Puisis is like, oh yeah, I forgot. 8.
Man, I'm telling you what, he has really got this shot blocking thing down now.
Yeah. Hey, it's a skill. Gamble! Oh, no foul called. Just a good defensive play. Ibrahim. And that should be Tampa ball. It is.
Moreno got hit in the nose or mouth, and it looks like he's bleeding. I bet he's here at half court.
I didn't see it happen, did you?
And I think it was on the pass-off, the bounce pass, and then he ran into the defender, I believe. He got caught in the...
It looks like he's holding the mouth.
Yeah, I want to say it's his mouth. I hope it's not a tooth that's out of control. By the way, this game kind of eerily reminiscent of a game against Shaw earlier this season where you had one player go off. Remember, the player goes off for 52 points. But Tampa won the game by scoring 115. It was 115-98. So that's the only time Tampa has scored 100 this year. And they still might need to score 100 to win this one tonight, because Nova Southeastern has scored 100 11 times this year, and there's still just about 6 minutes left. Well, hopefully Alberto Moreno is going to be okay.
Well, he got up quickly and walked off, and wasn't even holding his mouth as he walked off. You hope that was a situation where it hurt more than it was an injury.
Yeah.
Spartans by 1, under 6 minutes to go. Bellarmine back with Moreno out.
Sometimes, you can have your tooth go into your gum and into your cheek or something.
Oh, Downer inside. That one knocked away.
Yeah, and that was a good clean block.
Yep.
Richard Schmidt didn't think so, but it was all ball.
Whoa! Oh, my goodness. I mean, that's got to inspire your teammates.
My goodness! How dare you? How dare you bring that weak stuff in here? 9 blocked shots.
He is 1 away from a triple-double, and with the intensity of this game, he should get it.
12 points, 14 boards, 9 blocked shots.
Smith, top of the key, finds Dennis. He's going to try to drive the lane. Does. Downer tried to block it, intimidated the shot nonetheless. Then we come the other way. Ibrahim tried to get it to Downer. taken away by Matthews.
Good idea, just didn't get it executed quite right.
Yep. Matthews lost the ball inside to Smith. Matthews passes it inside, taken away by Moreno, who's back in the lineup, by the way.
Well, that's good to see.
Not wearing a mouth guard or anything. To the corner. Gamble for three. Won't go.
Marco Downer looks a little tired right now.
Yeah. That's a charge. No, they call it a block.
And in the act of shooting, I suspect it's the fourth team foul, so because it's in the act of shooting, they will shoot the 2 free throws, right?
This is a 7-0 run. Spartans were down 74-68, though Tampa has not scored for the last few minutes.
I stand corrected. It was not on the act of shooting, on the pass or on before the shot. So, yeah, in fact, they're discussing it right in front of the Nova Southeastern bench. It'll be out of bounds as Freddie Ibrahim again mops up the floor, one of his special duties.
Other duties as assigned.
Yep. This is a new career high in block shots for Marco Downer. He's had 6 on a couple of occasions, but this is 8. No, check that, 9. He's got 9.
Inbound pass. Matthews with Ibrahim on him, a pair of number 5s. Tries to back Freddie down, and he lays it in.
He almost got him.
That was Bellarmine.
Oh, that was Bellarmine. Yeah, you're right. All right. That's right. Marco's need that breather.
He's getting a little rest. Gamble, nice drive down the lane. Spartans back on top, 77-76. Gamble with 14 now.
You know, Marco had 4 block shots at St. Leo in the win there. If they win today, I think he's going to be the defensive player of the week in the conference. He'll have at least 13 blocks in 2 Tampa wins, including a win over the number 3 team, if that were to happen.
Tipped, no good. Spartans get the board. Ibrahim under control, kind of, and out of bounds to Tampa.
Had it all the way.
We get to the under 4 timeout, and I don't think it could come any sooner.
No.
For both teams.
They both need a quick break. It's getting a little sloppy here. But, again, not to belabor that point, but Marco has played so well and has not yet been a defensive player of the week. As I mentioned, the last 6 games coming into today, he was averaging 4.3 blocks per game. 26 blocks he was credited for. You and I had him for 8 blocks in a game in which he was officially given 6.
Yeah.
The next game he was officially credited with 4, and everyone who saw it thought that he had 5 or 6. So there's a chance. And again, you're not going to be perfect. I get that. But still, with 9 today, that's 35 blocks in 7 games. That's now a 5-point average over the last 7 games. And we still have 3:25 to play. So if they were to win, I would think that the conference would look at that going, Tampa would have won 5 in a row. And again, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself because it's a 1-point game with 3:25 remaining. That's silly. I'm just saying it sets up to where Tampa could knock off the number 3 team in the nation. They'd get some recognition, I'm sure, by the Sunshine State Conference. And Marco Downer would be right in the mix of those who should be recognized.
Definitely. He is back in. They took him out for a few seconds, knowing that the under 4 break was coming up, and he'd get in.
Gave him the oxygen mask. And
3.5, a little less in this game. Big possession for Tampa. Gamble, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Moreno looking for a pick. Goes driving, threw it away. That's one of the ones where you don't look at the bench after you throw that one.
No, he knew it. He knew it. Tampa had 13 turnovers at halftime. They've only had 7 here in the second half, so they're doing a better job of it. And they need to.
Smith down the lane has it knocked away. It'll stay Nova ball with 20 on the shot clock. 2:57 game.
It's fun watching the Spartans right now. They have played so much better as a team the last few games.
Nice bank shot by Gibson. And he has 12, and back in the lead is Nova by 1.
Well, that was too easy, and the defender, Gamble, turned his back, allowing the easy entry pass, inbounds pass in the basket.
Colley inside the arc, short. Rebound Nova.
Not a great possession there.
No, and nobody back on defense. Downer with the block, but I think Moreno with the foul first.
Alberto says he threw out an elbow at me this time.
That's Alberto's third. Puts Kolstad on the line. He's been quiet. He's at one of those double-digit scores, and he has 2 today. Misses the free throw. The lead is just 1. 2.5 minutes to go. Nova up. And he hits that. 2-point lead.
Both teams could hit 100 in overtime, too. You never know. That could happen.
Spartans need someone to step up here. Gamble backs off. Going to unload. No. Maybe didn't need that one.
No, good defense, too, by Kolstad. He really didn't give him much room to shoot, and Anthony was pretty sure he wanted to launch a 3.
Yep.
Now you got to get a stop if you're Tampa on the defensive end.
And a timeout called.
Jim Crutchfield says, let's talk it over and get a good shot here, make it a 2-possession game inside of 2 minutes.
Spartans have played with 1 timeout for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they still have it. Nova Southeastern has 2 timeouts left. As we are under 2 to go in the game. They'll have 15 on the shot clock. This is a big stand for either team. Spartans have gone cold the last few minutes. They are 1 of their last 7. Though Nova Southeastern just 2 of its last 11. So Moreno, Gamble, Colley, Downer, and Ibrahim on the floor.
By the way, the 26 points for Poesis is a new career high. Obviously, with the 8 threes, that's a career high.
And he has the ball, bounces it to Dennis. 9 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Drives on Colley, puts it blocked by Downer. Rebound, fighting for it, and it's Moreno coming out. That should be the triple-double.
I believe so. And on top of that, it might have been a goaltend that wasn't called. But if not, that's a triple-double. That should be a block shot.
Moreno has it knocked out of his hands out of bounds, and it says it hit his leg and went out, so it'll be Nova Southeastern's ball.
It is officially a triple-double. 10 block shots to go with the 14 rebounds and 12 points for Marco Downer. Not very many triple-doubles in University of Tampa history.
Nope. And Dennis is down. I don't know if he slipped or turned his ankle or something. I think he cramped is what he did, because it looks like the players are trying to stretch him out here. I would think the athletic training staff might want to come out and take a look.
Well, he's going to walk it off, but he'll have to come out of the game, I guess. By the way, the arrow, in case you've lost track, the arrow is pointed towards Tampa. And so if we get a held ball at some point, it'll be Tampa's ball. Full court pressure pickup here.
Colley guarding Smith, and they get it up court to Matthews. 1:15 to go. Kolstad inside. Matthews, little jumper from 5, and he hits it, and it's 4-point lead. Minute to go.
Got to get a quick basket here and then a steal or foul. Sense of urgency important here, though.
Ibrahim for three. Good. It's a one-point game.
He spotted up and called for it, and it was again a drive and kick. There's good defense here this time. You still have one possession left if you get the defensive rebound.
About 17-second difference, so they will have to shoot. That's Police. He traveled. No.
The block
out the elbow. Yeah. On Kolstad.
Kolstad was called, and when he set the pick, he reached around and held the defender. So Tampa's going to have a chance to win it. 81-80, 26 seconds left. Well, I remember Jordan Davis had the triple-double. I think I was told at the time we called that game it was the first triple-double in UT history. So we have another one here, and you're calling it, Jeff.
All right. Here it is, last second time. 15 seconds to go. The lead is one for Nova. 10 seconds to go. Moreno drives down the lane. And he is fouled on his drive. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, it's good that they got the whistle because he'll go to the line to shoot two, and he's a good free throw shooter. But Marco had the rebound and nobody behind him. He was going to be able to dunk that ball if that whistle didn't blow.
Jordan Davis got his triple-double on assists.
Yeah, exactly. Different kind of a triple-double, yes, indeed.
Points, rebounds, assists. You don't always see points, rebounds, blocks. For Moreno and the tie. Missed it.
84% shooter on the season.
Cedric Bellarmine checking in quickly.
The team's leading percentage.
He comes in for Gamble. They want him in for defense or rebound here.
Yeah, rebound on a miss. Defense if not. And they're going to
timeout Nova.
Yeah, they're going to ice the shooter. This is like the field goal kicker getting ready to kick the tying field goal. Instead, it'll be a free throw to tie.
So Alberto Moreno to tie in an 81-80 game. 6.3 seconds to go. Moreno 1 for 2 from the line today. 17 points.
84.3% shooter on the season. Tops on the team, just ahead of Freddie Ibrahim's 83.9 and Anthony Gamble's 82.4. So three players, 82 to 84%. Gamble missing one right there.
Moreno.
I'm sorry, Moreno. Moreno missing the free throw. Stand corrected. Thank you, Jack.
The number 3 team in the country holding a 1-point lead with 6.3 seconds to go. And Alberto Moreno for Tampa on the line. Missed the first. Needs to hit the second to tie it. I tell you, 6.3 is a lifetime, though, if this game is tied and Nova Southeastern comes the other way.
Both teams now with one timeout remaining. So, if necessary, a timeout can be had by either team, obviously.
Moreno trying to shrug the shoulders a little bit. Gets the ball. We're tied. Now,
timeout called by Tampa to set the defense. You know, unlike the women's game, when you call a timeout in the final minute, you do not get to advance the ball. So still, Nova Southeastern has to go the length of the floor.
But you know what? I mean, you want to make them run time, but you cannot touch them.
Right, exactly. Because, well, I'll tell you, here's the other thing. Tampa only has 5 team fouls. You can foul.
You can.
You could foul them.
Yes, don't let that back.
Don't let them get too far. I just noticed that myself, Jack.
You foul them twice.
Well, the second time they shoot a 1-and-1. So, because on the 7th team foul. They've got one to give.
But even then, let them get it in bounds. Take a couple dribbles.
Make them stay in the back court if at all possible. And then if you have to, foul them back there. That's fine.
Then they've got 3 seconds.
Right. Just don't make it intentional or flagrant in any way, because then they shoot free throws.
Shooting.
Yeah, don't let them be shooting. Tied at 81, huh? Have some fun here in Tampa.
Woo. First half was a Nova Southeastern kind of half, 55-50. Second half, a Tampa kind of half, 31-26 Tampa.
Well now, who's enjoying this? Glad you joined us on a Saturday afternoon, you bet.
No matter who you're cheering for, it's been a whale of a basketball game.
And a fantastic finish coming perhaps.
Now notice everybody's set up closer to midcourt. You can foul him. Oh. We're going to OT, folks.
They played it straight. They didn't foul.
They did.
Again, Nova Southeastern made it difficult to foul them because they kept moving the ball with a pass. So you couldn't really foul a dribbler. And they ended up getting a good look. It just didn't go.
Need to text my wife that it's overtime.
Yep. Your dinner plans couldn't be put on hold. 5 minutes added to the clock. Now both teams might be able to get to 100. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, Nova Southeastern, as I mentioned, they had one of their losses came in overtime. That was to Eckerd. They lost 78-75 in a game that was sort of a slowdown affair.
Well, I was accurate. I told my wife when the second half started, I said, game will be over about 6:05. It is 6:05.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But regulation is over.
Yeah.
One thing to take a look at as we head to overtime, foul difficulties. Colley has, I take that back, only Moreno with 3 for Tampa. Not a huge problem with players with fouls. Same with Nova Southeastern. Matthews has 3 and Dennis has 3, couple critical players, but nobody with 4 fouls. Downer will jump. He doesn't lose too many tips. We'll see what happens. Spartans get the tip. Colley with it. Spartans will get the first opportunity of the overtime. Outside to Bellarmine. Drives, fades away. Minor contact, and we come the other way.
Well, so much energy was expended in the first 2 halves. You kind of wonder, can they get some spring in their step here at the end?
Nice rebound, Anthony Gamble. And Poesis goes down, and I will say he took one in the midsection or lower.
It's a held ball, the arrow pointing to Nova Southeastern's end. Poesis.
It was inadvertent, but I'll tell you, it was midsection, possibly lower.
He's a soprano now, that's all we're saying.
And not Tony.
Yeah.
He's up.
He's okay, right?
Yeah, he's going to come out,
Ouch,
though.
Boy. Anybody who's been hit there knows it hurts.
The rebound, Gamble got it, but apparently they called a jump ball.
Yeah,
and
they reached in and grabbed the held ball, and then in the swing of elbows, he kind of caught it there.
They inbound it to Huffine, to Matthews. Smith tries to drive the lane back out. Matthews elbow jumper off the rim, no good. Gamble rebounds, and boy, he's just going into a crowd to get him. Abraham drove and seemed to be a little bit too worried about the opposition. Deep 3, Kolstad hits. So
that's too bad.
First.
Freddie Ibrahim a really aggressive drive to the basket, faked the pass, but didn't finish. That's fine if you make a fancy play, but you got to finish.
Yeah, I didn't think he really needed to fake it, but we're not out there.
He got a layup. You just got to stick it in.
Gamble, he traveled.
Yeah.
So the Spartans making a couple mistakes.
He said he got hit across the bridge of his nose, and that's why he went down and traveled. Not complaining too much.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's a foul.
No.
Bellarmine out. Moreno in. This is a big stop for the Spartans here. Bounce pass to Gibson. He hands it back to Smith. Looks to fade away. Back to Gibson. Drives the lane. Foul on Gamble on the drive. And it will be, I don't think it was a shooting foul, was it? Was he already in?
I think he is going to shoot.
Okay.
But that's his third on Gamble. Moreno with 3, Gamble with 3.
He is shooting.
Matthews with 3 and Dennis with 3. We talk about Mark Matthews averaging almost 20 points and 10 rebounds a game, just under those two numbers. He's been a lot of places. He's a redshirt junior. His freshman year he was at UNC Wilmington.
Okay.
Sophomore year, USC Aiken. Transferred to Florida Gulf Coast. Did not play and redshirted there last year, and then came, now as a junior, to Nova Southeastern.
Well, it's a 5-point lead on the 2 free throws by Gibson. Moreno pulls it up, and that one just drew nothing but air. Spartans have had about 3 or 4 not good possessions here in overtime.
Yeah, a lot of one-on-one play at the other end right now, and that's, you know, a lot of times as the game goes on, the law of averages and the play, the quality of the play and the players kinds to come to the forefront, and right now what we've seen is Nova Southeastern being the better team in overtime.
Gibson for 3 won't go. Spartans with a chance to cut into it. They need a bucket. They have not scored in the overtime. And Colley, nice drive. He has 20.
There's that leadership we talk about with Devon Colley.
Lead is back to 3. Again, the Spartans need another stop. We're halfway through overtime.
By the way, the rebound total for Marco Downer also a career high.
Kolstad looking, bounces it into Matthews, and he scores. Back to a 5-point lead. Spartans need to score and get a stop. Colley with 3. That was no good. And it goes out of bounds. Again, a little bit early in the count before they really ran anything. They have to go a little full court. 2 minutes to go in overtime. A 5-point lead for Nova Southeastern.
Really need a stop here if you're a Tampa fan.
Nova content to just let some of this clock go down. It's down to 15 on the shot clock. And a timeout. Each team got an extra timeout in the overtime. And Coach Crutchfield uses it here. 88-83. Some tired players on both sides of the ball.
Again, if you joined us late, we talked about it when it happened, but Marco Downer, the freshman, the 6'9" freshman from Jamaica, who was just a project at the start of the season, saying, hey, he's got size and some athleticism. We'll see how good he can become during his career. Well, by the midpoint of the season, he's become the premier shot blocker in the Sunshine State Conference. He has 10 block shots today to go with a career high. That's a career high, of course, but 15 rebounds, also a career high, and 12 points. His career high points is 16. He still has a shot at that. But anyway, a triple-double today for Marco Downer.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, if he wants that career high today, it'll be big for the Spartans.
Might be the second overtime. Devon Colley, by the way, just 1 point away from his career high. He has 20 here in this game. Got to get a stop right here for Tampa.
10 on the shot clock. Gibson backs out. Hands to Kolstad. Kolstad drives the lane to the corner to Smith. Smith puts it up, lays it too high. Rebound to Huffine, and he puts it in, and it's 7-point lead. That might be the dagger for
Well, and that was just, he was out of time, and he kind of tripped on the baseline and just threw it over the basket, and it was off so badly that it ended up in the hands of the rebounder. And now it's a bad situation for the Spartans.
knocked away from Kolstad.
And
And I think Gibson got hurt. He ran into Moreno down here. I think they just want sweat more than anything.
A wet spot on the floor. But again, down 7 with 1:11 to play.
Matthews was pointing at Kolstad, who went driving for the layup. Like, look at the clock. We don't need a fast break to have a chance of losing the ball. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but he's...
No. But also, did only 4 seconds go off from the time they...
Or maybe that's what he's pointing. Are you, like, really? The clock didn't move? I thought he was talking to Kolstad, but maybe not.
Well, and it maybe is so, because they did push it in a hurry.
Outside to Matthews, to Kolstad. 1:05 left in overtime, 20 on the shot clock. And he says...
Yeah, Matthews very smartly says, let's wind the clock down.
You know, even if they don't get a shot, there's only 45 seconds left and an 7-point difference. Huffine drives, and another dagger. 9-point lead, 45 seconds to go. Ibrahim, wow, a rainbow jumper.
And timeout called by Tampa to set up a defense and maybe get a steal on the inbounds pass. You got to get a steal and hit a 3, and then it's a one-possession game, but that's a lot of doing here.
A lot to have happen.
But again, you know what? Tampa's, you're talking about moral victories. They played really pretty well today, despite the turnovers. That's going to haunt them. 25 turnovers in this game. But in an up-and-down style against Nova Southeastern, you're going to have some of them.
Yeah.
Some of the silly ones you really wish you could get back.
Tyler Wilson checking in for the Spartans, his first time today. He's a good shooter.
Well, the other thing is, first time, no fouls. And Tampa's going to be in a situation where they have to foul.
Yeah.
Put them on the line and hope they miss some free throws. Because it's
more than likely in for Colley, who has 4. Yeah,
probably.
He's instructing Wilson on what to do. Well, no, is he coming out?
Staying in?
Yeah. Oh, he's in for Gamble.
Maybe in for Ibrahim?
He's in for Gamble.
Okay, very good. Well, Gamble has 3 fouls, so... Tampa needs a steal to have a chance right here. Either that or, again, a very quick foul and then hope that the Sharks miss some free throws. Tampa was 16 fouls, so the next free throw will be a 1-and-1. The next foul, rather, will be a 1-and-1.
And Tyler Wilson does as instructed.
Yep. There's the touch foul, and to the line we go. The first of about 5 of those from number 0.
Depends on how the Spartans answer.
So Gamble will be in to try to score at the other end.
Gibson 3 of 5 from the line, hit his last 2. Tampa just lost some opportunities in the overtime. Their first 3 or 4 possessions were empty.
Yeah.
Gibson misses it. Life quickly up court to Moreno. He's going to drive the lane, put it up and in. Lead is 4, 34 seconds. See what they do on this inbounds play. They foul, Moreno with the foul, and that is 4 on him.
And this is Nick Smith that goes to the line. Smith, an 82% shooter on the season. Well, and you talk missed opportunities, and you're not going to, kick. You're not going to blame one guy at all. But missing a free throw with 6 seconds left.
Yeah.
You had 2. You did hit the second one to tie it, but Tampa had a chance to take the lead with 6 seconds to go and missed 1 of 2 from the line.
Yep.
That'll keep you sleepless at night.
84% shooter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, missed opportunities. Not an isolated situation, but overall, Tampa has given everything possible in this game. I don't want to say I'm surprised, but the way that Nova Southeastern has played all season, this has been a very game effort by Tampa. And credit to
free throws good.
Yep.
We come to the other end. Colley launching a 3, no good. Tips it into the hands of Puisis, and he's fouled.
Well, and he was floating towards the basket from three-point range, and that's a really tough shot.
That was like a triple jump or a long jump effort. Because you're not sure where to draw your bead.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, exactly. How much?
Is it from 21 feet or is it from 15 where I'm coming down?
And that's what Richard Schmidt just told Devon Colley. You know, I don't mind you shooting the three. I know we needed it. We needed a quick three there, but stop and pop.
Stop and
don't
go up.
Float. Well, what a game this kid's had. Puisis. First free throw attempt.
And he hit it.
You pretty much expect him to do that since he's hit 8 from beyond the arc today. He probably.
Though he hasn't been great inside the arc.
No.
That's been his Achilles heel.
And he's under 70% from the line for the year.
Really? Well,
not anymore. He just hit 2, so now he's at 70.
But that's average for this team. They hit 69.5.
Well,
lead is 8. Ibrahim from way deep, and he nails another one.
I wish he had another year of eligibility because all of a sudden he has found his game. He is a good shooter.
Yeah.
And shooting with confidence now.
He has 18 now for the day. Just thinking out loud, if the way the last 17 seconds goes and they hit free throws, they could hit 100.
Yes, they could. It would be the 12th time if that happens. Well, I said it had to be overtime.
You did. You mentioned that earlier. Missed that one.
Well, need a 3 now.
Abraham again.
And he floated to the basket.
Yep. Out of bounds. 8.9 to go. Tampa will inbound.
Tampa has no timeouts left, so they can't, even if they make it, they can't call a timeout to set up defense. They have to be instantly ready.
Gamble, no good. That'll do the game. They call off the Dogs, and Nova Southeastern will escape with a 97-91 overtime win over the Spartans.
So the Sharks win their 6th straight. They go to 23-2, 17-2 in the conference, and the University of Tampa falls to 13-13 as their 4-game win streak comes to an end. And a tough one here as they fall to now 7-11 in conference play. So right now, I mean, the Spartans are still 8th in the conference, still most likely headed for this SSC tournament, but they just came up a little short. And again, great efforts all the way around. 5 players in double figures for Tampa, 2 players with 20, 1 with 18, and then of course the triple-double by Marco. Wow, Marco down on 12 points, 15 rebounds. And I want to double check to be sure. It was 10 blocks the last we saw, and yes, 10 blocks officially.
We'll give you a quick recap on the scoring. It was Smith with 5. This is for Nova Southeastern. Dennis 14, Matthews 16, Gibson 14, Kolstad 6, Huffine 14, Puisis 28, 8 of 11 from 3-point range.
Yeah, career high.
Wow.
Big time.
They ended up shooting 33 of 80, 41% below their season average. They did hit 11 of 26 threes, 42%, right about their season average. And they hit 20 of 28 free throws for 71%. On the other side, Freddie Ibrahim with 18 points, Devon Colley with 20, Anthony Gamble 14, Cedric Bellarmine with 2, Marco Donner 12 with 15 rebounds, 10 block shots in 37 minutes of play. Alberto Moreno with 20, and Brent Duncan had 4. So the Spartans were 36 of 72, and even 50% from the floor, 9 of 27 from 3, and 9 of 13 from the free throw line. The turnovers, 25-16, that was a big key in the game. And Spartans had some of them at probably just the wrong time, but did settle down in the second half and had only 9. So the Spartans, as we said, fall to 7-11 on the season, and they are now 13-13 overall. Nova Southeastern, number 3 in the country, 23-2, 17-2 in the SSC. We are back live and in color on Wednesday, where the Spartans play Eckerd, 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men.
And again, it's Tom Ryan's final game as head coach of Eckerd College as far as playing here at the University of Tampa. He's been a very successful coach through the years, a really good guy. He has been an acting AD at Eckerd for the last year and a half, and he is retiring as a coach at the end of this season to become the AD full-time. Okay. So it'll be our last chance to see him. Good man, great coaching staff. I've been involved with the Eckerd program as well in the past, and we wish him, of course, nothing but the best. But we'll do that on Wednesday night, and then the Spartans, of course, end their season on the road at Lynn on March 2nd. And then on March 6th, if the Spartans are in the top 8 in the field, they will open up, in all likelihood, on the road in the first round of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament.
All right, 97-91 the final. For Scott Lynn, Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us, and tune in Wednesday, 5:30 for the women's game. This is Tampa Spartans basketball.